In this video, I will explain basics of JavaScript so that jQuery will start making sense. JavaScript is object-oriented language and is quite a bit different from other languages. In order to learn any language, you will need to know the vocabulary of that language. So that's where we will start. Property is similar to variables in PHP. Let me give you a couple of examples. In JavaScript, we will say var my object. We will define an empty object and assign it a property. My object dot first orange and my object dot second strawberry. And later on, if we need to access these properties or the values, we will just go my object first. It will give us the value, or my object dot second, and it'll give the value of second property. And methods are functions. So my object dot let me give you another example here before we go here. So we can have my object first name. We are assigning a new property to my object. For f name, first name is Bill, and the same object we are attaching another property, my object L name equals Smith. So now we will attach a method to it. So the method would be my object print name. We will give it a function, and what this function is doing is, let's see, it will alert my object f name, which is Bill, give it a space, and my object last name. So now the way we will call this method is my object print last name, and it alerts us with the first and last name. So in methods, arguments are like raw material, and the result is the value, the output of that function or method. In JavaScript, there are lots of built-in objects. For example, let's define my date equals new. We are creating a new object date. So it's my date dot get hours. Will give what time it is, and my date get day will give the day, it's a Sunday, and get full year will give the year. So once an object is created, we can call the methods. So these are different methods of that object, and get the value out of that. So next topic on this is strings. Strings in JavaScript can be um, wrapped in single or double quote. It can contain 0 or more characters. The backslash is the escape character. So let's start with an example. So this would be a string. So JavaScript gives us methods. So there's a length, which gives us the length of the string. To make it more easier, we will assign it to a variable. We will call it myString. Now, to call the various, to give an example of various methods available to us are myString to uppercase. So it'll convert everything to uppercase, or to lowercase. Or we can slice it. myString dot slice, starting from first, ending at fifth. Or we can get a substring. Substring starting at 0, ending at 10. Or we can replace am and replace it with was. So myString is still not changed. If you need to save these values, you need to assign it to another variable or even the same variable. So if I try to type myString at this moment, it is still I am a string. But if I would do it like this, myString equals this one here. Excuse me. So now my string is converted into I was a string. So next topic is arrays. An array literal is a pair of square brackets surrounding 0 or more values separated by commas. So this is an example right here of an array. We can create an empty array with, this is just the name and 2 brackets. So we have created an empty array. Or we can create an array with some values. So if we want to see empty first element, it's undefined. In the numbers, first is 1. Empty dot length is undefined, and numbers dot length is 10. So in order to add another element in the end of this array, we will use push numbers dot push and give the value. So now numbers has 10 in it too. Previously it was up till 9, and numbers, you can use join to print the array as a string, or you can use pop to remove the last element. Numbers dot pop will remove the last element. So now if we check numbers, it's the last element has been removed. Or you can use shift numbers shift to remove the first element. So now if we check numbers, it does not have the first element, the 0. And next topic is object literals. Literal is a way of containing a lot of data in one nicely formatted form. So object can simply be created by var my object in the curly brackets. So my object at this moment is a empty object, or we can